each have a logbook for our jumps, and I've just done just under 8,500, so 8,430 something without looking at the logbook. The average age for experienced skydivers who take it up as a hobby is in the low 30s. So you're looking at about 32, 33. That's the average age. Of course, a lot of people, once they take it up, it's one of these things you either, it's a bit like Marmite, I suppose, you either love it or you hate it. So a lot of people do one jump and think, well, it's okay, not for me. And others do it and think, wow, this is where I want to be, like myself, and you just carry it on forever. There's no upper age limit, as long as you're fit enough and so on. And you get a doctor's certificate over the age of 40, and you can just keep going until, well, you know, forever. Well, it depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're doing formation skydiving and you've had a particularly good formation with everybody doing exactly the right thing and nothing going wrong, there's a huge feeling of elation once you've landed, and of course your parachute's worked all right and everything else, you've landed in the right area and so on. It's a huge feeling of elation. The most common feeling afterwards is, I just want to get up there and do it again and again and again. You know. Can get a bit of an expensive hobby if you say do 6 jumps a day, which is average, 12 jumps on a weekend. You know, the pennies tend to mount up a bit. So, a tandem jump is where a person comes in off the street, really, no experience whatsoever. We do them in the region of a 20 to 30 minute briefing and a practice on the ground, and we just strap them to us and we go up and jump. We use one parachute, you know, for the 2 people, obviously the instructor and the student, with a reserve as well, of course. But what it means is there's 2 people under one parachute. That's a tandem. A static line jump is where the person has his own parachute, but it's attached with a static line to the aircraft, so that as they leave the aircraft, the parachute opens automatically by means of this static line. So they don't experience free fall to start with, because the moment they leave the aircraft, the parachute opens. Obviously that's done from a lower altitude, that's done from about 3,500 feet. Whereas a tandem jump goes up to full altitude, which is usually between 12,000 and 14,000 feet, which we get here.
Have you ever had to use your reserve chute?
Yes, many times, particularly in the early days when parachutes weren't as sophisticated as they are now. But with modern technology, it's very rare to see a malfunction these days, and I've not had one for a long, long time, many years now. But in the early years, in fact, I was involved with a lot of the R&D, research and development on parachutes. So in the early days, we used to get one every 20 or 30 jumps. You just get used to it, it's just another thing. But nowadays, it's very rare to get a malfunction.
How does the actual parachute work?
How does it work? Okay, it's very simple. We have a smaller parachute called a drogue or a pilot chute, which is about that size, depending on what you've got as your main canopy. When we're falling and it comes to opening altitude, we simply pull this out of a little pocket on the bottom of the parachute and we throw it into the air. That inflates and pulls the rest of the parachute out of the main container. Once the parachute starts to deploy, we have a square of material underneath the main parachute which slides down the lines. It's called a slider, and that prevents the parachute opening too quickly, so it gives it a nice, slow, gentle opening. And that's it pretty much. We've got steering lines which go to the outside edges of the parachute, which we control by means of 2 toggles. We pull down in whichever direction we want to turn, and by pulling them both down together, we slow the parachute right the way down, i.e. as in for landing. What we'll do is we'll slide the door open. Now, the aircraft's sitting as it is now because it's what we call a tail dragger. In other words, the tail wheel is on the ground. When it's in flight, obviously this will be up and it'll be level. So what we do is we slide the door open. The cameraman will swing himself outside and he'll hang onto this handle here and stand on this step here with the camera mounted on his helmet. So he's standing here with the camera on his helmet, filming the tandem pair getting into the door. They'll get in the door with their feet outside, sitting on the edge, and they'll give him the nod, and as they leave, he simply drops off and he's filming them as they leave the aircraft. They will deploy a drogue, which slows them down to the speed of the cameraman so he can stay with them, and he will fall with them until opening time. When the tandem parachute opens at 5,000 feet, he'll carry on down to 3,500 feet where he will open his parachute, and obviously he's lower than the tandem, so he'll land first, and take his parachute off and be ready for the tandem coming onto land so we can film the landing. How it looks when it's deployed, where the air enters the front of the cells and keeps it inflated, where the line groups are, the slider that stops it opening too quickly, in other words slows down the opening to a comfortable speed, and the black things underneath you can see with the yellow, they're the steering group. So we can explain all this on this mock-up parachute, which is actually a real parachute which has been used in the past, but it's now getting past itself by then, so we just use it as a demonstration canopy now. That's the three positions, one there, and one on the floor. The cameramen, one will sit up there, he'll be the one filming the person down here, and he'll be the last to leave the aircraft. There'll be one sitting here, filming that person, and there'll be one sitting on the bench in between the two. He'll be the one filming the guys on the floor, so he'll be the first out. My very first jump, I was very, very frightened, I really was. I didn't know what to expect. To launch yourself out of a perfectly good aeroplane and trust to a bit of nylon on your back, I thought was just madness. But I wasn't going to back out. A lot of other people were doing it with me, so I gritted my teeth and I went and did it. And I thought, right, thank God that's over. But then came the second one, I thought, oh God, I know what to expect now. So for about the first, I don't know, 15 to 20 jumps, I was very scared and just doing it because I thought I had to. After about 20 jumps or so, that fear tends to recede a little bit and you do it more because of the adrenaline. You know, and then you kind of become an adrenaline junkie really, you know, you just, the more you do it, you know, the more the fear recedes and the more fun it becomes. And after about 50 jumps onwards, really, it's just great fun. And it's such a buzz, as you'll know if you've ever done one. Afterwards, it's such a buzz, you just want to get up and do it again and again and again, because it's just so much fun. That's skydiving, real fun.